All right, we are here with the Triumph Trident 660. One of my instructors told me once in the simulator, within 15 minutes, I know if you're worth a shit. And that seems to be the case with this motorcycle. But enough with the chit chat, let's get on it. So let's take a look at what you get when you get a Triumph Trident. You get pretty nice brakes. They are Nissin, but Nissin is being reliable since ever, used by the Japanese manufacturers. So they're still doing their job. You have a double disc up front, single disc in the back, pretty much standard for a bike like this. Also you get Showa suspensions, non-adjustable. So far they're okay. They don't feel great, but at the same time they don't feel horrible either. So let's talk about the engine first. 600cc engine. This bike might actually lack in the power department. Mind you, the triple is a great engine. Triumph makes great engine. I understand it's a rental, so maybe hasn't been taken care of as it was supposed to. But this bike at 20,000 miles does things that it shouldn't do. The engine feels very sloppy. I can hear the valve train clinking, and all in all, there is a lot of wear and tear. But it's also true that mostly the speed limit around the island is 35 miles an hour. And the shape and the sound that this engine makes after 20,000 miles, it's slightly concerning. When it comes to the instrument and the instrument cluster, it's a very simple instrument cluster on par with what this bike is supposed to be. So one single round gauge up front with plenty of informations. You also get riding modes, in this case S2, road and rain. And you get ABS. You can admire the Triumph cluster gauge in all its beauty. There is a lot of plastic inside the gauge itself that doesn't get used. There could have been a better way of doing this, but if you buy this bike to have a minimalistic bike to deal with, yeah, it'll do just fine. The bike is undoubtedly a good-looking bike. The Triumph brand on the tank, Trident, and the details are on point. It's a very small bike. If you're a new rider, this bike, it's a good choice. If you are an experienced rider, this bike might actually lack. There is really not much else to say about the bike other than actually go around and enjoy it. We are in Hawaii after all, beautiful place, although today seems to be cloudy, and figure out if the bike is actually worth getting. The riding position is fairly comfortable, although there is no moving. Like I'm stuck between the fuel tank and the back of the seat. There is no sliding back and forth to try to look for a better, more comfortable position. It is what it is, you get what you get. The handlebars are far forward enough to slightly lean my upper body forward. There is no weight on the wrists, and if I was able to get up to 45, maybe even 50 miles an hour, probably I wouldn't feel like I'm leaning forward this much. The wind would take care of it. The suspensions on the bike, as I said before, they're decent. They're not race bike suspensions, but at the same time they're not lacking too much. It's not too harsh. The streets are not the greatest here, but still you can hear a little bit of tremble in my voice, but I'm not like Ace Venturing it through the jungle or something. When it comes to the brakes are surprisingly strong for this thing. There is one thing of the Triumph I actually like quite a bit. It's how my knees kind of grip around the tank. They're perfect. They just feel like they're in a mold. There is one thing I have to say, the gear shift is fairly on point. I can definitely switch gears, obviously at the right RPM, without having to pull the clutch. The lever down there has a long travel for compared to what I'm used to. So you gotta be purposeful with those gear shift and have the lever move throughout the whole range. Right in front of me, riding that scooter over there with a 666 license plate, is Captain Barry. He went full squid, shorts and t-shirt with half helmet. The only thing he needs to do is pop a wheelie. 6th gear, 50 mile an hour, 4,000 RPM. Not a touring bike, to say the least. Oh, look at him go. I rode the bike around the island for a while and my rear end is on fire. Not it-wise, just hurts. That is not for me. But the main question is, would I buy it? No. But I knew within 15 minutes that this is not the bike for me. The engine, the power, it's not up to what I'm used to. I don't quite like it. It feels more like a Scrambler 800 all over again. So probably not. Now, did I have fun with it? Yes. So let's say allegedly I rode it like a hay-hole when the cameras were off. Did I have fun? Yes, I did. Just like any other motorcycle, there is enough to have fun, there is enough to get you in trouble. But at the same time, this whole package is not enough for me to wanting to own one of those. Am I being unfair? Maybe. Because the hype around this bike, when this bike came out, I was expecting way more. And sincerely, I was not impressed. But all in all, if you're new to motorcycles, if you want a European snobby bike, this might be the bike for you. Sincerely, I can't wait to give it back to the rental place. I'm done with it. So do with it what you will, but I'm not quite happy with the bike. Other than that, thank you very much to my patrons. You guys are the best. Well, other than the helmet, which will be down in the description, this is about it. Do the usual things that you do, and dai tutti, and I'll see you next time. By the way, I'm going back to the rental place with this thing, and Barry can actually take the motorcycle. So much more comfortable and just as much fun. So this is Barry, by the way. And no, it's still recording.
Okay, never mind.
And we both agree that we would actually own that thing rather than the Triumph. So that says a lot. I don't know. Maybe I'm being unfair because I was expecting who knows what, but yeah.
And I have Triumphs.
There you go. All right.